Welcome to the Health Coach Nation podcast. My name is Hailey Rowe, and I'm a sales and marketing coach and LinkedIn lead generation service provider. I work with health, life, and mindset coaches and online service-based business owners to help them get more sales, shift their time to the client-generating activities instead of just the busy work, and overcome that social media overwhelm. Let's get into the show. If you've been working at your coaching business for a while, you might have found out by now that it's not as easy as you thought to get clients. If that is you, I want to invite you to check out my free workshop sharing how to go from crickets to clients, creating a freebie funnel formula. So in the series, I share with you how to make a freebie that people actually want, that they actually opt into, so that you can grow your email list, so that you always have an audience to share your offers with. And you always have an audience where they are being nurtured by you, they're moving through the sales cycle, and you're not stuck every time you have a launch feeling like you have zero eyeballs on your content. So if that has been you, if you've been stuck in that and you know you need a bigger audience, you know you need to nurture your audience, go to haileyrowe.com/live event, all one word, to get the free series and get started. So last week I went to an event with my fiance. It was a work event, and it was basically taking you through very fancy wines and talking about the wines, and it was paired with a dinner, and it was at this super fancy place, and the wines were, some of them, over $1,000. And for many people who love wine, who are wine connoisseurs, who are sommeliers, people of that nature, they love it. And the people at this event really value wine and learning about the wine and the creator of the wine and learning his story. And he also makes wine bottles that are like really artsy, like they're actually pieces of art that you can display afterwards, after you drink the wine. So it was a very interesting event for me because it reminded me of the lesson that value perception is so different among different people. The people at this event it was a certain type of person who really values wine. And it's a whole world I am not exposed to because I don't even drink wine. So me at this event, I'm thinking, wow, that's really expensive for wine. Wow, I don't think I'd ever buy that because I would never use it. But these other people are like, there is no other brand of wine I can drink now because this one's so good and this one's so beautiful that I am a loyalist. And so the point I want to make here as entrepreneurs is we cannot assume what people want to spend their money on and what they find valuable. And it's not our place to judge that or think that everybody else is just like us. We need to actually find out what our target audience values the most, how they describe their pain points and their dream outcomes in their own words, and make offers that align with that. But also understand that it's our job to speak to the people who not necessarily, like there are going to be people who need education about what you offer, need to have some objection coaching about your offer because maybe they have some hesitations or there's just things they don't know yet about your offer that they need to find out before they make a buying decision, or they just need more time with your materials, or they need more nurturing. But also there's a lot of people at the beginning stages who want to learn about what you do, but they don't know a lot about coaching and they're very early on. And we need to put out content and put out education and value in a way that gets those people more ready, but also have some content that speaks to the people who already get it. So you want to have kind of a balance of content for people at different stages of the buying cycle and different stages of problem awareness, meaning you solve a problem with your service. There's going to be people who are at the beginning of that journey where they know they have a problem, but they didn't even know there's solutions out there. There's going to be people looking for a solution who've tried a lot of different things and they're jaded and they don't want to try another one because they think they've wasted their money in the past. So there's going to be that kind of buyer you have to speak to. There's going to be people who know they need something and are looking for their next coach or person who already get it, don't need any, any education about that, what your offer is, what they're looking for. They just need to know the details, right? So there's these different audiences you're going to have to cater to in your content. You want to have a balanced content approach so that you're kind of speaking to all those different types of people. And a key thing, as I mentioned too, at this event, if I had gone in just because I don't like wine, thinking, oh gosh, like no one would ever pay $1,000 for a wine bottle, I would be wrong, right? So we make these assumptions in our business all the time about, well, no one's going to buy my high ticket coaching package, or, whatever it is. And it's just not true. So I want you to check what assumptions are you making in your business. And just to give you another example, I have a client right now who has some private clients who keep renewing with her, which is great. But she told me, I don't know why they're renewing. Like, I feel like I've already taught them a lot. I feel like they can do this on their own at this point. I feel like they know a lot. And I told her, you can't assume that they think knowing what you taught them is the thing that allows them to go on their own. They will be renewing for a different reason. Maybe they like the accountability. Maybe they like having skin in the game and just saying, I pay for a health coach, and they like that status and they like being that kind of person who pays a health coach. We don't know. We can ask them, which I actually told her, hey, find out why they keep renewing. What do they find valuable? What goals do they want to set going forward? Do they want to set new goals? Do they want to go deeper on the ones they already have with you? What do they like about coaching? What do they want more of? What do they want less of? Find all of that out so that when they renew, you are focused on the things they find most valuable about your offer. And you got to find that out from each client, right? So having an intake form or having an end of, a renewal call where you get clear on their goals for the next bunch of coaching they just bought or whatever. And we talked about that, and she's going to do that, and she has some questions to ask them and things like that, because it's really helpful when you know what your clients find valuable, so you can deliver that and not guess, and make sure that you're not making assumptions. Like, in her mind, she's a type A and she's the kind of person who wants to learn, and so she finds the tips the most valuable. But her clients might find the emotional support most valuable. We don't know. I know when I go into a program, I'm kind of like my client, where I like to learn things, I like to know how to do it, and then I'm off to the races on my own. But I have clients who really just like having a sounding board constantly, having accountability check-ins, having skin in the game, that they're invested in their business. They like the community component. It's not even about me. They like their friends in the inner circle, right? So there's so many things we just can't assume. And so when you're making offers and you're trying to add value, think bigger, that beyond just what you think is valuable. All right. Now, if you are confused about what your audience finds valuable, you can start doing a little bit of research, right? You can start to interview people who are in your target audience group and see, what do they find valuable? You could snoop around Facebook groups and look at what questions people are asking. And when I say snoop around, I don't mean join somebody who is doing exactly what you want to be doing. I'm talking about join groups that are around the topics you want to coach on, that complement what you do, and look around at what questions people are asking, what buzzwords are they using, things like that. There's a million other ways to gather some feedback, or to see what people are talking about, or what they find useful, or what questions they're asking, or what they find valuable. But the point is, don't guess, and don't think it's just always what you find valuable. And if you're looking for a process to do this, this is something that I do with my clients in the inner circle. And if you go to HaileyRowe.com, you can schedule a free consult and learn more about the process. And it's taking you through both, if you need to up-level your offer or create an offer from scratch, then we get into the marketing and how to put it out there, and how to build your audience, and how to write copy and put videos or put things out there that attract people. And then we talk about the sales conversion part, where you are leading your discovery calls with confidence. You're charging a amount that makes sense. You have a clear business model, right? And then from there, if you have a delivery, like challenges with your client delivery or retention, we can look at, how are you going to have retention? Are you going to have a membership after people graduate? Are you going to have an upsell of some kind? What does that look like on the back end? So it's really an A to Z journey of getting your marketing ready to go, marketing and getting your first clients or next clients if your clients haven't been as consistent as you want it to be, and then selling and doing the thing, doing the coaching, doing the business, whatever it is that you want to be doing. So HaileyRowe.com, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.
Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. And if it's really helpful for you, I'd really appreciate if you share it and or leave a written podcast review. This tells the podcast sites that our show is useful and it will be promoted to more people that way. Thanks again.